Hello, everybody. Good afternoon from Turkey, Istanbul. How are you doing? So, today we are going to talk about the experience in Leadia, like how we made it and what you can expect in Leadia. Basically, Leadia Festival is the structure which we are building for you to build stronger connections, as we mentioned before. But more than that, also we are designing it according to make you build stronger connections and make more sustainable relations as well. That's why all the design of Leadia is about how you can build stronger relations and how you can know that other person better and how you can find common points with that person. When I was child, I was always hearing something like, you can only know people while you are traveling. And in fact, that's quite true. When you are together in a trip, you know that person more because it's exploration. When you are exploring, you are more like your defense is lower. So it's at the moment where you are being yourself and when that other person is being himself as well. So that's why traveling experience is very important for us. And we designed our structure, our program on a way that at morning from 8:30 until midday, you're going to discover a place in Istanbul. It can be a palace, it can be an old market, or it can be somewhere a mosque or an old church, somewhere touristical, which is going to give you the feeling of the city and which is going to give you the feeling of old Istanbul as well. Then with you, it is going to be with your immediate group, like 10 to 15 people together. But after that, it is going to be more lunch structure. It's going to be around 10 to 12 people. You're going to sit on the table and you're going to start to discuss about what you learned today, how you felt there, what you discovered, what you are thinking, what are your ideas. There will be one or maybe two speakers in your group who are going to moderate your conversations, and those people are going to help you to build stronger connections by asking right questions to you and make the things who you are feeling to put it on a better way and to make everyone join the conversation. By this way, you're going to have an immediate group for 3 days on total about 25 hours. You're going to explore together and you're going to discuss together. You're going to try to understand together. So when we are talking about the relations, usually the relations is not only about knowing that person, also it's about to understand how that person is thinking, how that person is processing his thoughts. And that's an important point. That's why we are organizing it on a way that at the morning you're exploring to build the bonds, then at lunchtime you are sharing a meal which is building stronger connections, then you are discussing about what you saw, what you thought, how you are thinking. So it's this exchange of ideas and build stronger connections. And then you are going to go to hotel. You're going to rest a little and you're going to go to Leadia talks. There will be several speakers, keynote speakers, who are going to talk about what happened there, what they are thinking, how they are thinking about the future. Nobody can be an expert about the future because we don't know what it will bring. But we know one thing very well. If we are prepared for it, it is going to be our opportunity. If we are not prepared for it, if we cannot prepare ourselves, we are going to be vulnerable and it's going to be a threat for us. So we are going to discuss altogether how we can build stronger connections for the future. And then how we can convert the future to an opportunity for us. Everybody is saying like, oh, AI is going to steal our jobs. Probably that's true. But think about that. Steam machine and engines, when they were discovered, when they were founded, everybody was discussing the same thing. Machines are going to steal our jobs. Yes, lots of jobs lost for it. But people started to work on better conditions because they didn't work with their body. They started to work with more with their minds. So their work conditions are improved. I remember very well 1985, 1986, the first time the personal computers, PCs, has started to take place in business world. So everybody was discussing at that time, computers are going to steal the jobs, human will not work, computers are going to work, we are going to lose our jobs. That's true. Some people lost their jobs if they couldn't adaptate the changes. But also, because of computers, lots of companies have been more effective. They started to process fast and they had been much more feasible. So they created better jobs. Lots of people found much more better jobs. So in fact, it increased life quality and also working conditions quality. Then we all remember most probably at early 2000s, we were discussing that, oh, internet has started. Late 1990s, early 2000s. We are going to lose lots of jobs. Those that internet is going to make everybody lost their jobs and those kind of things. That's so true. Some people lost their jobs, but lots of people have much more better jobs right now. Can you imagine how many people are working in Amazon and what's their average salary? Google, Facebook, Uber, those kind, LinkedIn, Microsoft, all of them. So, is it really a threat, the future or the technology, or is it about us to make it a threat or opportunity? So, when we are discussing about it, let's ask Joanna what she thinks about it.
Today we're really making everyone excited to talk about these things because we're going to see how these will pan out during the festival itself. So we're answering the question of what can you really expect if you pack your bags, get on a plane, or ride a car or a bus and drive to Istanbul. What's going to happen on day one?
Ah, in day one, we are going to get together. We are going to know each other. We are going to be more like feeling being together. And we are going to discuss about the past of Istanbul, how Istanbul was like 2,700 years ago, how its history was, how it has been a bridge. And also, we are going to talk about like the only city which is located in two continents. How is that feeling?
And then the next day, what's going to happen?
Last day,
The next day.
the next day, some groups are going to go to some locations and other half of the total Leadia groups is going to go to one location, one historical location. They're going to explore it. And then as small groups, they will go to different places. And the other half is going to go to another one. So they're going to explore those places with their small groups. And then after that is the exploration, they are going to have lunch. And they are going to discuss about what they listened the night before, what they saw that day, what they are thinking, and how they can connect it to the future.
So day two, we will start talking about the business applications of everything. The whole theme for day two is economy and how the world is changing business-wise
It,
and the new tools that are coming out to help bring the future of economy. So this is the topics that we will cover on day two will range from all the new tech that is emerging that actual projects, founders, businesses are already using, um, all the ideas of people in this space, like what's going to happen next. As you said, no one can really know, but there are things that we can do to prepare for them. And that's what we're going to be talking about as a community. Like we have people from different fields, uh, not just as our speakers, but as our participants. So what's happening in each of our respective disciplines and how do we all benefit from knowing all the inside information about each of these disciplines. For example, as an artist, I have a fair idea of where art is moving towards in the coming years. So I can share my insights and what I feel the direction will head towards. So Karai's expertise is in business and strategy and scale. So how are businesses going to scale in the age of AI and automation? And
and it's not only like about being business or about our professional expertise. It's also about like our personalities as well. We are going to discuss how the future is going to change us. Because can you imagine? Let's think we were 100 years earlier. It was 2000, in 1923. It was just the establishment year of Turkey Republic of Turkey. And at that moment, how it was. People were just building connections. There were not many phone lines. There were not many cars. The trips were too long. But now it changed a lot. So how did we change our personalities? How the dynamics of the society has changed? How we could cope with it? And I think Turkish Republic is quite important example for it because it's one of the very early countries which got the voting and election rights for the woman. So how it affected it, how it shaped the society. So when we are talking about future, yes, it's very important for our business. We cannot discuss about it, but we need to discuss how the future is going to affect, how the technology is going to affect our educational system, our personalities, our relationships, our health. Basically, the world is going to be changed. For example, if 20 years ago someone was telling us, 25 years ago, if someone was telling us that, oh, you're going to make all your meetings online by facing someone by camera, we would say, no, it will not happen. If someone would say that everybody would be a content creator and they're going to share their lives through videocasts or podcasts, you would say, no, it's not quite possible. But right now it's changing and it's changing our psychology, it's changing the lifestyle which we had.
I think one interesting, like how it's affecting me and Leadia, for example, Facebook and all the different social media, it's the default way of marketing, for example, now. And when we were starting up, I was telling him, is there an alternative to using social media to market? And really, it's gotten very much intertwined with how we live. Technology has shaped our lifestyles now. The way we connect, the way we educate, the way we market and share our stories, which is what marketing is about. this is being informed by the new technology or the new tools that are out there. So it's very important that we know what the new tools are and we can foresee where the tools are going to bring us and what problems or opportunities are coming out because of these new tools. And that's for day two. We were going to dive into all of this. Day three of the festival is when we think a little wider and bring in the human in all of it. Like, how does community play a role in all of the new things happening in the world? Like, the core of what awakened or made this Leadia project alive in me in the recent 2 years was the rise of Web3, for example. A lot of people aren't even aware that of what was happening in Web3. So the philosophy of we are all going to make it, this has existed long, long ago. The cooperative way of doing things. It has penetrated government, economies, businesses, even organizations in schools and universities. But for technology to play a role in making it amplified and scaling it and making it accessible, that's what we will talk about. Like, what's changing? How is the landscape changing? And how does this translate to the kind of impact that you are putting out there to your own customers, to your own circle, and to the wider circle that's society? So this is for day three. And anything to add for day three?
In fact, I want to add something like you said about social media marketing. You know, last week we were talking to Veronica and we said we had PayPal, pen friends, pen pals around the world when we were young. We were writing letters. Now I was thinking, like, how long did it take? I didn't write any letter. When was the last time I wrote a letter? Most probably 20, 25 years ago.
Hmm.
Just emails, and in many cases, day by day, emails are being short form content. We are more keen to instant messaging structure.
Yeah, I mean, the whole lifestyle is really influenced by the tools we use every day. I remember when I was really doing a lot of book studies on inner work, and one of my friends said, the kids of today don't even remember how to write with their hand. All they know is pressing a button on a keyboard. And there's something lost in their own development as young children, developing their heads, their minds, their will with their hands. Even the gesture of writing with your hand is lost because you're just pressing things. So it's shifting. And first, I think we need to be aware, oh, you're right, we forgot to write letters already. What's it like to write again? And what's the gain or maybe the loss in the change? And how do we bridge it? How do we get the best of what was and bring it with us to the future? So these are important things that need to be in any conversation about building a future together, which is the whole theme of this festival. It's how do we really build our future together?
Our future and our keep our relationship strong in the future, most probably.
Yes, which brings us to day four. Day four is all about the thread that will tie all of this together and keep it coming. Because when we were designing Leadia Festivals, we were thinking, yeah, it's great to be inspired, but most of inspiration comes in bursts. you go to a retreat or a transformational workshop, you're high. And then when you go home, you return to your everyday environment, you crash. It's not a sustained feeling or state. And what we're trying to do is to make that high and low find a sweet spot that makes it keep that makes it sustainable. And that's what we're going to be talking about on day 4. And we feel like a big part of making it sustainable is making it fun. So if you're always enjoying, yesterday we were talking to Veronique about the art of fulfillment. And it's about what makes you fulfilled, what makes you happy. And that is the secret sauce in making the sustainability happen. So I hope the people listening and watching here today, you have a better idea of what's going to happen in the 4 days of the festival, which is coming in about 2 weeks. So we're very excited. We're here already in Istanbul. We will be your hosts. Koray is Turkish who loves hosting people. I also love having guests over and making sure you really come home with an experience that you will not forget. And for us, that's in having fun, having the conversations that matter, and having new friends to have these conversations with.
We are not inviting only a similar kind of event. We are inviting you to be a part of a new kind of environment which is going to make you feel valuable and which you're going to feel like you're surrounded by valuable people. And we promise you're going to have fun in Istanbul.
Right. So if you want to join, the link is down below. Just click on apply and we hope to see you there. Okay.
And don't forget to bring your stories with you because stories are very important in media.
Right.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.